And we should be live. I have a brand new setup. Welcome to the stream. The quality will technically be an improvement. At least in my VTube model, I'm using my gimbal, so it's a fluid tracking system. So no matter where I move my face, my light key won't ever lose track now. Really, really cool. I love it. And this is my new setup. It actually reduces my cables down from like 2 down to like 1. Um, anyway, we're going to be focused on 2 top news topics today. Let's get into the intro. Alright, so we're going to be focused on 2 news topics today. I will quickly say hello to everyone. Hi, Angry Fish. Hello, Anti-Furry. Hello, Electro. Hello, Green Bean. Hello, Boy Kisser. Enigma, welcome to the stream. Pearl, welcome to the stream. Amy, welcome to the stream. And everyone else that has joined in the future, welcome. As you guys know, these news videos tend to be focused more on the news content, more than interacting with you guys, but it's like once a week that I do this type. And so yeah, you can't breathe, call 911, my solution. So yeah. Let's get directly into the news topics because there's 2 big news topics I want to talk about. Oh no, YouTube CEO launches major updates. Man, everyone's talking about this. How I don't know. This is not a good time for me to be giving you suggestions because I don't know how I'll help you on that part. Um. Oh, no, no. Get. Why is that there? Okay, whatever. There you go.
This is horrible.
Oops, I need to switch my audio. Sorry about that.
But Trump and the Supreme Court are really making America.
Oh, this is the first episode regarding to the whole. I was going to say history tab. Have a good day, Angry Bird. I mean, Angry Fish, and I'm sorry you're feeling depressed. So, the first news topic relates to politics, and that is regarding to Supreme Court just legalized racial profiling, and this affects me because, well, I'm Ukrainian. So, yeah. But more towards specific races, which is messed up.
Great again for racism. Now the feds can just pull you over for looking Latino. Sorry, brown people, you should have just chosen not to look brown. I'm out of words other than disgusting and furious. The upshot is that we're going to be living in a world where masked federal agents can go around asking papers, please, to anyone at any time. Well, not anyone, just people that don't look white, speak a different language, or live in certain neighborhoods. And again,
the only reason this is saving me is I primarily speak English. I'm also part Dutch and American Indian. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I don't know what's going on regarding to bringing this up again because was it last time racial profiling was like in Jim Crow law era or something like that? When was the last time we had racial profiling legalized? Someone look it up for me. I'll just put that up on screen when I edit this. But it's really, really fucked up to think that Trump is doing this.
The only words I have are disgusting and furious. In a recent shadow docket order, the kind where the court doesn't explain itself or really provide any reasoning whatsoever on an emergency motion, the Supreme Court signed off, at least temporarily, on ICE's ability to racially profile all Latinos. According to Justice Kavanaugh, who wrote separately, if you look Latino and you're sitting at the bus stop, that's reasonable suspicion to be questioned, detained, and maybe even roughed up a little bit. That's just the price of having effective immigration enforcement. So this means that racial profiling for immigration enforcement is legal until a crucial case can make its way through the Supreme Court, which can take months and years. Until then, ICE can now fully resume its campaign of terror in Los Angeles and elsewhere, basically.
Yeah, you're right. If you're speaking English perfectly and they suspect you're not from America or a resident of the United States, birth-wise, which I'm not, they can just pull you over without any reason. Hey, Butterfly King, welcome to the stream. No, they're chill. They're chill at Butterfly King. They're chill.
Unrestrained. And worse, this shadow docket ruling.
Poor little Jimmy with 0.1% dark skin. Or 1% dark skin.
Signals that the court has already made up its mind to rule against the case on the merits when and if it makes its way to the Supreme Court. And as several people pointed out, if you've been keeping track of the recent Supreme Court holdings, apparently race and ethnicity are not constitutionally approved factors if you're considering who to admit to college, but they are constitutionally approved factors when you're considering who to stop and detain on the street. So now the Trump administration has...
Wait, what? How are they constitutionally not factored in, like, one, but they're constitutionally factored in another? What? Just, what, how does that work? If that's the case, our Constitution is fucked up. Like, you have different case scenarios for in the Constitution that says it applies to one but not the other? What? No. College-based applications. That's
all the time they could ever hope for to radically scale up their racially targeted persecution of ethnic minorities. But here's the background. In June of 2025, the Trump administration launched a shock and awe deportation campaign of unprecedented scale across Southern California. ICE agents began raiding Home Depots, car washes, farms, garment factories, bus stops, churches, and even swap meets, aiming to get their 3,000 deportations per day as Stephen Miller had ordered. The ICE...
You can't, so the quota, as we call it in business, you can't always hit that. And for them to demand that ISIS take 3,000 people away and deport them for whatever activities, legal or not, is messed up. You're messing with people's lives and well-being, and that is very much illegal. And we all know that. It's very fucking obvious.
Raids reportedly terrified the many Latino residents of LA, some of whom were citizens of the United States, and they reported that they were afraid to go to work, school, or even to the grocery store. School attendance dropped notably, and industries like construction and healthcare reported significant negative workforce impacts. Heavily armed, masked, unidentified agents detained and handcuffed people, including U.S. citizens, dragged them into vehicles and hauled them off to detention centers that lacked even basic humanitarian amenities.
There you go. Even the goddamn ISIS program doesn't work because they don't even know that they're U.S. citizens in the first place without first getting their information, and they just detain them for no legal reasons. There's no basis for them detaining. They're just trying to meet the quota because of some idiot in this country says you need to meet 3,000 as a quota. That'd be like me saying, if I worked at a store, I need to make, $100,000 every single day so I don't get fired. Okay, if that's the case, get the fuck out of that job and leave and do something else that's more ethical and that doesn't go against your own rights or beliefs. And this is why one of the reasons that people are afraid of fucking cops. This reason right here. These type of news headlines that make breaking news, and you expect people to, praise cops for what they're doing, and when we have these people arresting random people for no reason? You want people to respect cops because of this? No. Pass. Hi, Boy Kisser. Welcome to the stream.
They chased people down, sometimes even beating them up. Once they were detained, some people were denied necessary medical care and medications, denied the right to speak to their attorneys, and even denied food and water. But on the morning of June 18th, 2025, Jorge Hernandez Viramontes,
inhumane and illegal. But I forgot, U.S. is not bound to legal or not illegal anymore, right? Is that what we're going to, a non-legal system in the United States?
was working at a car wash when agents arrived. They questioned him, and despite his insistence that he was a citizen and the fact that he provided them with an ID, shoved him into a vehicle and drove away. They eventually returned him to his work.
My brother and I used to joking around saying that ISIS stood for I'm so incredibly stupid. Yeah, I agree with you. ISIS is a stupid, non-legal program. I don't give a shit what you call it, pardon my language, whether you want to call it legal or not legal. For them to inhumanely, and it's inhumane treatment, to deny access to water, food, and proper shelter and clothes when they detain you, that's borderline torture. Borderline torture. Not necessarily torture, but like if you do it for prolonged periods of time, that can be legally classified as torture. And last time I checked, U.S. has eradicated torture, or so they say.
Site without an apology. They then raided the car wash again.
Hi, Angel
And
Furry.
shortly thereafter. Another U.S. citizen, Jason Gavidia, was working at a tow yard when an armed masked agent arrived and demanded to know what hospital he was born in. When he couldn't answer that, they shoved him up against a metal fence, twisted his arm, and confiscated his phone. When he told them that he was an American and offered his real ID, they confiscated that and never returned it. That same week, 3 non-citizens, Pedro Vasquez Perdomo, Isaac Villegas.
It doesn't matter whether it's all of them or one of them, Enigma. It does not matter. If it's even one, it's inhumane punishment. It doesn't matter how many.
Molina and Carlos Osorto were waiting to catch the bus for work. 4 cars pulled up and a swarm of masked, heavily armed agents jumped out. The agents didn't identify themselves, offer any explanation, or even demand identification from the 3 men. They simply snatched them up and hauled them to B18, a basement detention center in downtown LA. While detained in Los Angeles.
So this is literally what they do with terrorists. They don't bother asking questions, they just snatch them up and like prosecute them at the place. Quite literally exactly what they do with terrorists. Or they just kill them. Put it bluntly. Hey Zombie, welcome to the stream.
Angeles, Pedro, Isaac, and Carlos filed suit, along with Jason, Jorge, and several other organizational plaintiffs. Now, before we break down the lawsuit that they filed, I want to take a quick moment to thank Incogni for sponsoring this video. Use tools to information by remove fight in your home address. It also might be a year and never do this and publish it on screen. If your plaintiffs several statutes stopping and detaining them without cause, the government had violated their 4th and 5th Amendment rights and several statutes. They asked the judge for a temporary restraining order, temporarily forbidding the government from continuing to question, detain, and abduct people the way that they had been while the case proceeded. But the legal
again, abduction is the key word here, which is what they're doing.
Filings revealed that the Trump administration's officers were openly using,
which is also illegal, by the way. I want to point out. Why would it be important to know which hospital someone is born at? It's irrelevant. No one gives a crap which hospital you're born at.
4 controversial factors to stop and detain people. Because remember, you need reasonable suspicion to detain people. And those were race and ethnicity, speaking in Spanish or accented English, being at a particular location like a work site, or
just wait. Can I just point out something here real quick? Speaking in Spanish or accented English. So it's specifically targeting Spanish people. Just fucking say that. Or just say accented English. Okay? Get rid of the Spanish, because right now this law is looking very much racist by adding speaking Spanish or accented English. Just add accented English so it's less racist, even though it's still racist.
holding a particular kind of job.
And remind me, you call Trump not racist? You know, some of your supporters, you dumb fucking Trump supporters, say he's not racist. Look at this fucked up law.
And I can't believe I have to say this, but none of those things, either in isolation or together, are illegal in any way. But according to the administration, because there are so many Latino people who are undocumented, and because
or whatever it's called,
as they often work at places like car washes and construction sites, these factors are enough to justify being seized, questioned, and even detained. So basically, all four factors collapse into one. Do you look Latino? The judge considered whether these factors could be used to evaluate whether...
You know what? I'm just gonna say it. Let's all start supporting the ending of ISIS as a whole. Okay? Let's just like figure a way out to either off the entire ISIS organization. Don't get me wrong. In the right way and the right like time frame, ISIS is important. But when it comes to like this bullshit, fuck the entire ISIS organization. And for that matter of fact, fuck the entire Trump administration.
Whether a person should be stopped, questioned, and detained. Now, under the
YouTube, you can quote me, by the way. Go for it.
Fourth Amendment, if an officer through physical force or show of authority restrains an individual's liberty, causing a reasonable person to believe they're not free to leave, a seizure has occurred. And the district court found that the named plaintiffs had clearly been seized by the government. The court went on to assess whether that seizure was reasonable. Now, in an immigration context, officers don't need probable cause to seize anyone. They only need a reasonable suspicion, which is a pretty low standard. Still, in order to meet that standard, officers have to identify, quote, specific articulable facts together with a rational inference from those facts that reasonably warrant suspicion that the persons stopped are non-citizens who may be in the country illegally. They must look at the totality of the circumstances and find that there's a reasonable suspicion that a particular person being stopped has committed or is about to commit a crime. And the judge held that those four factors were not a permissible basis for reasonable suspicion.
Why would they?
She cited case law that established that Hispanic appearance and speaking another language are of
Hi, boy kisser.
too little probative value to be considered as relevant factors. And then she issued a targeted injunction that barred the government from using the following four factors as a basis for detaining people. 1, apparent race or ethnicity. 2, speaking Spanish or speaking English with an accent. 3, presence at a particular location such as bus stop, car wash, tow yard, day laborer.
Present at a particular location? Are you kidding me? So... Hear me out. Wait. So, if I happen to be taking a bus to a place, I'm gonna get my ass arrested just for being at a bus stop? Are you kidding me? You know what? If we're gonna go that far, then I support, you know, everyone just KOing the entire ISIS organization just because of this bullshit that they're doing. Go ahead and KO the entire ISIS organization, all because of what Trump is doing. I support it. I don't have any other solution other than to start violence with the entire ISIS organization, and that Trump is going too far. Let's have a civil war to resolve this bullshit, all because of Trump being president. Now, this is not for me to say that the ISIS organization is bad. But because Trump is in charge of the ISIS organization, it is now officially bad. So, I'm blaming Trump. Don't get me to say that I'm blaming the ISIS organization one bit. It is not their fault. They are ordered by President Trump to do what they are told. So, as soon as someone offs Trump, then we fix the issue. But until Trump is not elected as president, or he is offed off by someone, this issue is going to persist, and it's not going to resolve itself. So we need to either get Trump out of office, he either needs to go to jail for some BS act, or something bad to happen for him. I don't care what. But there's not going to be any resolution to this situation other than for Trump to have something bad to happen to him.
Pickup site, agricultural site, etc., or for the type of work one does. Now, the Trump administration asked the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals to stay the judge's order, and when the Ninth Circuit declined to do this, the Trump administration appealed to the Supreme Court, where they found a predictably friendly audience. So the Trump administration opened its application for a stay of the lower court's injunction by arguing that the plaintiffs didn't even have standing to ask the court for an injunction. And not surprisingly, the administration relied on an incredibly controversial 1983 case called Los Angeles versus Lyons, which involved a man who was pulled over by the LAPD and then placed in a chokehold. Lyons sued the city for damages, but asked the court to issue an injunction barring the LAPD from using chokeholds in the future. And Lyons argued that the LAPD officers were routinely using chokeholds even when there was no real danger, injuring many people. And because of that pattern, he feared any future encounter with police could leave him choked again and his constitutional rights would be at risk. And in an infamous Supreme Court decision, the court ruled that while Lyons could sue for damages based on
I'm definitely going to have to edit a lot of this into specifically talking about this law and the process with not me raging. This is the reason I do news content live stream and then I do my recording news content edited out the next day. So if you want to watch me rage on my live stream, go for it. If you don't like it, I could care less. The point of these live streams is to get what I want out of my system without me not caring. The point of me editing them into videos is to specifically focus and hammer down on exactly why this is wrong and what can or can't be done about it and what's our future in these news topics that we could or could not do. So the live streams are more like open-minded and me allowing me to say what I want, and the recordings allow me to edit down exactly what the topic is about. So they're two same things but vastly different. Keep that in mind. Oh, thank you so much, Electro. Might want to remind you he was actually planned to be ejected 2 years ago for the Capitol riot. Yeah, it turns out no one gives a fuck about that in the end. He still is elected. He's still our president. I will never consider him my president so long as he's alive, you know. I will shit on his gravestone if I have to just to prove a point. But he's not my president. I don't give a shit who he is. But he's not my president. And I will never listen to him. I won't. He comes to my house. First thing I'm going to do, punch him in his face. First thing.
On past injuries, he didn't have standing to get an injunction against potential future harms because there was no, quote, real and immediate threat that he personally would be choked by the police again. So that decision for decades has set a high bar for plaintiffs seeking injunctive relief against law enforcement practices. Past harm isn't enough. You have to
yeah, but not to this extreme, Enigma. You have to realize he's our first president who's gone to this extreme with going against the Constitution or against the rights of the people in general, whether it's humane or inhumane.
Show that you are likely to be harmed in the same way again. And that is
to this extreme.
Obviously a highly subjective question, subject to the will of whatever judge you end up before. And the Trump administration likened Lyons to the present case, finding that the plaintiffs couldn't really prove that out of the 20 million residents of the Central District of California, they personally would be detained again based on the same factors. But as a baseline, getting the state or federal government to not use practices that blatantly violate the Constitution, and particularly the Fourth Amendment, is a pretty hard thing to do. But additionally, the Trump administration argued in the LA case that even if the plaintiffs do have standing, they shouldn't qualify for a temporary restraining order because they can't show a likelihood of success on the merits. The Trump administration argued that existing case law allows officers to weigh many factors when establishing reasonable suspicion, including where someone is, how they act, what language they speak, and even what ethnicity they are. And none of those traits are sufficient in and of themselves, but they can be used in combination to establish reasonable suspicion.
So then, why does reasonable suspicion even exist if officers can pick and choose what they feel like is reasonable suspicion in the first place when they don't even go by the fucking rule books in the first place when they're considering what is reasonable suspicion or not? Why does that exist? Oh, because of the law? Even though the officers don't necessarily follow the law all the time? Like in this case scenario when they're detaining people for no reason? Great.
Which is true as far as it goes, but when the only factors you're using are tantamount to is the person Latino, I don't know, that seems like a problem. And according to the
And it is a problem, and that's why I'm saying there is no law behind this factor of people being Latino, or even if you're putting out the facts in where they say that if you're at a bus stop or, you know, gas station or certain locations that they seem suspicious, you're gonna detain them for what? Being at a location? That's reasonable suspicion now? You're gonna start arresting the whole United States people here at this point.
Trump administration, the plaintiffs aren't the ones suffering the real harm here. The government is. By issuing this injunction, the judge had denied ICE agents their divine right to run around in masks while wielding assault rifles and demanding papers from every Latino person sitting in an LA bus stop. According to the administration, and spoiler alert, the Supreme Court bought this argument, by prohibiting the administration from basing its detentions on 4 narrow factors, the judge had made it impossible for ICE to do its job. And if ICE can't racially profile people, it's basically just open border chaos. Now we're sort of reading the tea leaves here from
I mean, the whole bus stop part and the location part makes it open border now. You're literally making it, you know, not open border, but like impossible for anyone in the United States to feel safe just because of that one aspect. That one single aspect puts the fear in the entire goddamn country on fear alert, thinking that they're going to be arrested just because they're at a bus stop trying to get a bus ride. Great. Good job. Good job, government. Hi, Robert.
The Trump administration's filings because this was on the shadow docket and we don't have a reasoned opinion from the Supreme Court except for Kavanaugh's concurrence, which we'll talk about in a second because, oh boy. But according to Trump's lawyers, several of the plaintiffs had no legitimate legal interest because they're undocumented. And the plaintiffs who are citizens, well, the administration just claims they have to answer some basic questions and then they can be on their way.
Is that the case? I feel like there's more to that story than what's being let on here. And I fear that he also knows this, but is just reading the script at this
After
point.
a little arm twisting, body slamming, confiscation of personal property, and interrogation, of course. But on September 8th, the majority of the
There you go. There you go.
court granted the stay, meaning it removed the temporary restraining order, and Justice Kavanaugh wrote a concurrence siding with the Trump administration on pretty much everything. And Justices Kagan and Jackson joined a dissent that was authored by Justice Sotomayor. So let's talk about what the Supreme Court said. Now, an important note, since none of these 6 justices in the majority joined Justice Kavanaugh in his concurrence, it's impossible to tell what part of his legal analysis any of the conservative justices agreed with. We only know that the majority agreed that for some reason a stay should be granted. But it is important to look at what Justice Kavanaugh said because, oh boy. But Justice Kavanaugh concluded that under LA versus Lyons, the plaintiffs likely don't have Article 3 standing to get an injunction. He said that, quote, plaintiffs have no good basis to believe.
Hey Noah, welcome to the stream. We're just looking at 2 news topics. This is regarding to racial profiling, where there's no legal basis for people to be detained, and there's a status quota of getting 3,000 people just detained for, well, no one knows the actual reason behind this bullshit thing that Trump, and I want to point out, Trump, specifically Trump, has done, because he hates people. And he wants to tighten the border. This is not going to make that happen. You put enough fear in the people, what's ending up going to happen is a fucking civil war because of these issues. And guess what? Who cannot stop this? Guess who cannot stop a civil war? The fucking president of the United States. Hi, more Minecraft. Welcome to the stream.
That law enforcement will unlawfully stop them in the future based on the prohibited factors. But as Justice Sotomayor points out in her dissent, Lyons is factually distinct from the case in several.
Actually, sorry, a coup. Not the right word. A coup is what would happen. Basically overthrowing the most powerful person in the country. Not a civil war, but a coup. My bad. Oh, nice, nice. Holding the flag with the fox in my mouth because his internal fox say, oh, that's so cute and wholesome.
Important ways. First, Lyons was the victim of a chokehold, which was an act that was officially prohibited by the LAPD. So the officers who wronged him were acting in violation of official policy, which makes it far less likely that he would ever be subjected to the same act again. In contrast, the Trump administration has admitted that it has an official policy that allows officers to use the 4 prohibited factors when assessing reasonable suspicion. So it's much more likely that one of the plaintiffs would be subjected to the same wrongful interrogation and even detention again. A policy violation, at least theoretically, is a one-off. Maybe not in the LAPD, but theoretically, it should only happen sparingly.
That's not going to work that way.
An official policy endorsing a particular law enforcement action pretty much guarantees that it's going to happen again. And plaintiffs are also likely to return to the same locations again because that's where they work and live. And the Trump administration has indicated that it plans to target the same locations repeatedly and did in fact target the car wash where Jorge worked several times. Still, to Justice Kavanaugh, his analogy to the Lyons case was pretty much just positive on the standing issue, which will probably make it more difficult for anyone to get in.
Yeah, that's the fear of me and everyone else right now. We still have 3 goddamn years of having Trump in office. Like, at this point, I'm all out for, like, you know, World War III, just to, like, prove a point that, like, we need to, like, eradicate certain people. Bad people. Bad people. Can I just say bad people, not good people? There's a way. You know, one thing I would support, and if this shit ever happens in the future, if there's a way, it's physically impossible, it never happened. But in, like, just think here for a second. In a utopia world, okay? Utopia being an impossible world where no one can actually sustain life or live, or reality, it's fake. Imagine we have a specific virus that predetermines who is bad. And I'm talking about people who do illegal, like, felon stuff, not like petty theft or people who do like stealing, you know, that do minimum damage. I'm talking about like Trump level. People who do murder, who do other stuff they can't talk about on the stream. YouTube will flag me for that. Yeah. People who do felony activities. Just kill them. Just kill them. If there was a virus that could do that, and this is why I'm saying utopia world, because this will never happen. It's physically impossible. There's never been a country who's made a utopia like place. It's impossible. It's only hypothetical. But if there's a way that we could sustain a virus that would just end the evilness in the world, we would have a perfect, balanced world with 0 crime. It would be utopia. So, these are news topics, so I usually do them once a week. And rarely do I make politic videos. This is the first one because this hits me hard personally because I'm Ukrainian. And so, yeah.
Injunction challenging law enforcement policy going forward. But Justice Kavanaugh then moved on to
Hi, Salty.
an assessment of the merits of plaintiff's case. Here, too, he weighed in favor of the government, holding that under the case law that
Hi, baby possum. Welcome to the stream. Hi, David. 10 minutes till it's 1 a.m. Nice.
we previously talked about, the government was permitted to consider those 4 prohibited factors when determining reasonable suspicion. And Justice Kavanaugh wholesale adopted the Trump administration's unsupported claims that 10% of the people in the LA area are undocumented immigrants, which, by the way, is just bonkers. There's 20 million people in Los Angeles. This doesn't mean that there's 2 million undocumented immigrants in Los Angeles. That's insane. But in his opinion, this justifies vigorous immigration enforcement and even creates an inherent heightened level of suspicion, especially as it relates to Latinos who dare to go to risky places like bus stops or Home Depot. Justice Kavanaugh found that while ethnicity alone isn't
Which can I give you some mathematical numbers? 2 million of like 300 million people that live in the United States, at least for a Los Angeles perspective, are undocumented, and that is under point. No, that is under 1%. 1%. That's so little.
Enough to create reasonable suspicion, it can be, quote, a relevant factor. This, to him, is just, quote, common sense. But as Justice Sotomayor pointed out in her dissent, factors like ethnicity and language are functionally useless because they describe a very large category of presumably innocent people. And she pointed out that the real lesson of that case law is that Mexican ancestry alone did not constitute reasonable suspicion to support stops by Border Patrol agents, even near the border, because, quote, large numbers of native-born and naturalized citizens have the physical characteristics identified with Mexican ancestry. And Justice Sotomayor pointed out that in a case called Brown versus Texas, the court held that standing in an alley in a neighborhood frequented by drug users also did not rise to reasonable suspicion because lots of innocent people do that too.
So if the court already ruled out that none of that is reasonable suspicion, then why did they even bother enacting this in the first place? That's the big question. If they already knew, I'm assuming they knew ahead of time. I'm assuming the entire court system is not just a dumb fucking moron people in the court system, right? Or maybe I could be wrong. Like, if they already presumably knew that, then why would they go about doing this?
Constitution requires, quote, a more particularized and objective basis for suspecting the particular person stopped of criminal activity. And Justice Sotomayor opined that, quote, the government and now the concurrence has all but declared that all Latinos, U.S. citizens or not, who work low.
That's so late, David. So late. No sus furry content. That's not. My news topics are never sus furry. This is meant to be serious topics, guys. And that's what it's meant to be.
Wage jobs are fair game to be seized at any time, taken away from work, and held until they provide proof of their legal status to the agent's satisfaction. But Justice Kavanaugh found that the true victim in all this was actually the Trump administration. He held.
You think? There you go. There you go. Say it how it is. It's the Trump administration's fault for this bullshit.
The irreparable harm prong of the TRO standard weighed in favor of the government, which was suffering the grievous injury of not being able to do whatever it wants to whomever it wants, whenever it wants, in the context of immigration enforcement. As Justice Kavanaugh reasoned, if the trial court's order were permitted to stand, ICE couldn't move forward with its plans to deport people en masse, and ICE officers might even be held in contempt for questioning and detaining people based on race and ethnicity. This would dangerously chill immigration enforcement. And Justice Kavanaugh spared little sympathy for the plaintiffs, both citizens and non-citizens alike. Instead, he blithely concluded that, quote, the interests of individuals who are illegally in the country in avoiding being stopped by law enforcement for questioning is ultimately an interest in evading the law. That is not an especially weighty legal interest. And I guess the interests of documented migrants and U.S. citizens being stopped unnecessarily just don't count. And not for nothing, here's a description from the trial court of the conditions of B-18, the detention center where the plaintiffs were being held when they filed this case. Quote, B-18 does not have beds, showers, or medical facilities. Individuals are being kept in small windowless rooms with dozens or more other detainees in cramped quarters. Some rooms are so cramped that detainees cannot sit, let alone lie down for
So inhumane practices, got it.
hours at a time. Detainees are also routinely deprived of food, and some have not even been given water other than what comes out of the combined sink and toilet in the group detention room. Detainees are denied access to necessary medical care and medications.
This is literally the definition of torture. Now, torture isn't always physical. It can be psychological. In this case, it's more psychological, and part of it is also physical, where they are stressing their own bodies because they don't have the right necessities to survive the conditions.
Supreme Court, though, the threat of being detained this way wasn't sufficient to tip the balance of equities in the plaintiff's favor. And even for citizens, being slammed into a fence and questioned by heavily armed masked officers is just a mere inconvenience, barely worth mentioning. As Justice Kavanaugh put it, quote, the questioning in those circumstances is typically brief, and those individuals may promptly go free after making clear to the immigration officers that they are U.S. citizens or otherwise legally in the United States. But as the dissent noted, that's not really what's at stake here. As Justice Sotomayor points out, quote, countless people in the Los Angeles area have been grabbed, thrown to the ground, and handcuffed simply because of their looks, their accents, and the fact that they make a living by doing manual labor. Today, the court needlessly subjects countless more to those exact same indignities. And the day after the court's decision, masked federal agents loaded with weapons swarmed this car in Van Nuys. They dragged people out of the car, slammed them to the ground, pointed a gun at a pregnant woman, and took them into custody. What prompted the stop? Probably driving while looking Mexican. This is the kind of brief inconvenience that Justice Kavanaugh seems to have given a green light to. Now, notably, the Supreme Court's decision to grant the stay doesn't end the case. The original case is still continuing at the district court, where the merits will be fully considered. But Justice Kavanaugh's concurrence gives a strong indication that the Supreme Court will be highly sympathetic to the Trump administration's claims, either kicking the plaintiffs out entirely for lacking standing under Lyons or ruling against them on the Fourth Amendment merits. And in the meantime, Trump has announced a new round of ICE stings in Chicago, where I'm sure ICE will take full advantage of the Supreme Court's tacit approval for racial profiling. Again, I am furious and disgusted. I hope everyone out there has a good lawyer. The Eagle team will do its part. Now, after I started this channel, every week I'd get hundreds of comments.
That's messed up. Let's get on to part 2. It's not politics. It's regarding to what's going to be happening with YouTube, and it's good and it's not good. Let's get into it. Obviously, other content creators have just had this and made videos about this, but I'm doing the original content creator, Nick Niemann? How do you pronounce your name? I'm so sorry if I messed up your name, sir. Totally support this guy, and he's really, really good.
YouTube just announced they're rolling out a ton of new features for content creators. Some of the features are like, okay. And then some of the features are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is coming, and I can't believe it took them this long to do it. So, as always, I'm not gonna waste your time. We're gonna jump right into it, and we're starting right now. Okay, so the very first thing on this list is you are going to get Google VO3 inside of YouTube Shorts. If you're not familiar with what VO3 is Google's video generation model. So how it works.
AI, I don't support it. Don't use it in a nutshell. I'm just going to go straight through it and be like, whether I tell you guys to support or not, or it's cool or not. It's not cool to use AI. None of my content is AI based, and I don't support content creators using AI unless it's in specific certain standards where they are actually creating their own content with AI, but they're making it their own, not just using AI to make it. If you're going to be using AI, at least make it your original AI content where you're adding your own content into it, not just using AI slop. I do not support that, never will, because guess what? That is laziness, and that is not what we, as content creators, grew up with.
You go to VO3.
Exactly. More Minecraft Man says it correctly. AI is the death of creativity in a nutshell. And I will always think that forever. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a fucking big AI content creator or what. I don't give a shit about your channel. Guess what? You're fucking lazy.
And you type in whatever it is that you want the video to be. And you can do a sentence, you can do a paragraph, whatever, and then it will generate that video and it comes out looking amazing. Next, you're gonna have pose control. With pose control, this is...
So, him saying the word amazing tells me that he is okay with this feature. AI feature. And guess what? Let's look at his channel real quick. This is not for me to shit on this content creator channel, because he grew up, I'm assuming, doing original content. Yeah, he started this 8 years ago. And he didn't use AI in any of these, and he doesn't. He's an original content creator like me without using AI and does original content news. But for him to say, this is great, or any of those words towards AI, it makes me sick. Shame on you. For at least this part. Not as him as a whole content creator, but just for this one scenario. Do you support me using AI to make songs, since I don't know how to make typical songs without AI? Yes, I do. So again, if you're going to be using AI, it needs to be along with you actually creating your original videos. Now, you can use AI to make songs because you don't necessarily know how to make songs, but as long as you're adding new content, like doing artwork with it or making your own videos with it, like your own videos, your own ideas, and adding AI as a supportive tool, I'm okay with that. But for you to sit back and tell me that you made this video using what? Full AI? Fuck you. You are the laziest content creator that I can think of. An example that I'll give you guys very bluntly. So you guys know all my videos are non-AI. I create these from scratch. I spend an hour to almost 3 hours on some of these videos. Thumbnails, I create them myself. All this, I create myself. The only time that I'll use AI, and again, this is to support the content that I'm doing, is using ChatGPT, where I go to YouTube video optimization to push my content. Because I myself don't know how to do that. I don't have the SEO tools. I don't have the knowledge. So I use ChatGPT to give me the title, the description, and the tags. That is the only time that I'm using AI. But in terms of the actual physical content that's presented on screen to you guys, zero AI. The ideas, zero AI influence. And that's it. I'm being blunt about what I do in terms of the AI tool I use. This is it. This is all you guys will see. What I use over and over. And I had to train this ChatGPT to consistently do this and remodify it to get it to this level where I needed it. So yeah, do I use AI? Yes. But do I use it as my only part of my content creation? No. So if you're using AI as a creative tool for you guys to like help you with making more content or help you produce the content itself, as long as you're involved in making the content originally, that's fine. But if you're using AI just to make shorts and to grow, no, I don't support it.
This one where you're going to be...
Because it's not your content. You don't own any of it legally. The AI company that you're using, the software you're using, owns it. They own you.
Able to upload a photo, and then they will have a bunch of templates that you can select from, and then
again, AI.
You're going to be able to make that photo of yourself dance. Now, this one I honestly...
Now, this one is not as bad because you're putting yourself into it, and I guess this is for dancing stuff, but you're not necessarily doing the dancing. So this type of content is... I'm going to say it's okay. Because, yeah, the AI is teaching you the moves, I guess, and assisting you. So it's not full-blown AI, but it's like assistant AI. Kind of like with making music videos.
I don't think this is going to add a lot of value to the platform. However, you know, it's something that's going to lower the barrier to entry to people to be able to be a content creator. So
notice he says, air quotes, be a content creator.
Because of that, it's in there, but this is one of the updates as well. Next,
Lizzie, welcome back.
You are going to have stylization features when it comes to the videos that you are uploading into Shorts. You're also going to be able to insert objects into your videos. So let's say, for example, if I wanted to have an apple show up right here on the desk, then you are going to be able to do that. And you're going to be able to...
That's fine. I support that 100%. It adds more to the video itself as long as you yourself are making the video.
Do that in a lot of different creative ways. Next is speech to song. Now with speech to song, with this, what you're going to be able to do is upload your video, and it's going to be able to take what it is that you're saying in the video and convert it into a song. And that song actually...
So long as your words and you're adding content to it and not full-blown AI, it's similar to what Electro the Fox said. Can she use AI in her music to make her music content? Yes, that's fine. I will accept this overall. I don't find anything wrong with this, as long as you're making the majority of the content.
Has music with it and everything. It's pretty incredible from the demo. And with this, it's just going to be able to take your video and make a completely different piece of content with it.
That's fine. If you originally make that video yourself and you make it into a song, you still fully legally own the full content. Even if the AI company decides to, let's say you use a random AI song generator, even if the AI song generator company decide to sue you, they can't. because you own the original lyrics yourself. You put the time and effort into making it into your own YouTube content. And if they reuse that lyrics in their own AI, you would win the battle. So again, originality and using AI to modify that originality into making new content is fine. But don't use AI to try to make originality original.
Again, this is one of those things where I'm not sure, if you're a content creator that, likes to be creative and make stuff, this is kind of, I don't know about this one, but it's another thing that they're rolling out. Next, and this is a pretty big deal. If you don't like to edit videos, you are going to be able to edit videos with AI.
I don't support this. I don't. The reason I don't support this is every single one of us from the scratch. If you've been on YouTube since 2017 or before, AI wasn't a thing for editing videos. There wasn't a software that was good enough or well balanced, and no AI software came out in 2017 and before where you had edited videos. Even up to 2022, yes, we had AI. Yes, we had ChatGPT come out, but there wasn't much AI programs that could do editing. And it's not a replacement for doing your own content editing. Yes, it is you producing your original content, but if you're just making your own content and letting AI control what you edit and how you edit, is that then your original work, or you just letting AI control your original work and letting it to tell you how the story goes? Is that what you really want? Is for AI to control your story when you want to do that yourself? Is that where we're at?
How this is going to work is you're going to be able to just upload a handful of your vertical videos to YouTube, and then YouTube will take it from there, and it will just go ahead and edit the videos together for you.
That's fucked up. I don't support that.
That one blows my mind. Next is a collaboration feature. Some people on the platform already have this, but basically
this one I support. This is not AI.
When it comes to the collaboration feature, you're going to be able to make a video, and then you're going to be able to share that video across multiple channels that you're collaborating with. And as of right now, the host is going to get the AdSense, so the person that actually uploaded the video. But
that makes sense.
Everybody will get, that's a part of that collaboration, will get the views and the watch time for that. So if you didn't have YouTube friends in your niche before, now's the time to start making YouTube friends in your niche, because this is going to be a great way to where content creators that are wanting to do it are going to be able to share audiences. So this can really help you grow your channel, as long as it works the way that it seems like it's going to work. Next, for those of you that find analytics overwhelming, so you log into your Creator Studio and you're like, man.
So if you guys haven't realized this, but when you go to your YouTube studio, let's just go here, and you talk to this little bot, it's not a live person. Stop thinking that you're so special and you be like, I have a question. This is an AI bot. Fully from the ground up. You're never going to talk to a live person. The only time you get your own YouTube representative is when you hit 100,000 subscribers. The reason it has to be that high is because, well, YouTube has enough employees for each individual content creator to have their own representative. But if it was a representative for each individual person that made a YouTube channel, they don't have enough employees for that. They don't. But they do for people who hit 100K plus subscribers. Now that may change with YouTube rolling out AI, which, yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. But that's why. There's a reason it has to be a high number for anyone to even have their own YouTube live representative to help them, to promote their channel, to tell them what to do, because that's what I want to get there. Am I going to get there? I have no idea. But it'd be cool.
I'm just trying to figure out why this video did good or why it did not do good. Well, what you can do is inside of Ask Studio, you're going to be able to talk to your stats on your YouTube channel. So you can say, hey, in this video here, why didn't this video do well? What could I have done better in this video?
This tool is a tool. It's good and bad, but it's not always correct. And that's the issue with AI. It's not always right. But it's helpful for you to understand how analytics works because, well, here's why. I have been studying YouTube analytics from the start. You guys don't realize this is not your analytics. This is not your analytics. This is not yours. Analytics, what you're looking at. You go to overview. You click to advanced mode. This is what you should be looking at. In here, you have everything. You have everything. The complexity regarding to, oh, they do have it. Ooh, do I have hype? Hype points? Hype? Where's my hype points? I want to see my hype points. I want to see it. Hypes. I just want to see it. I don't have any. God dang it. This is your analytics. Every single detail that you can think of. This is why you guys don't understand YouTube. Now, that's not to mean that I don't understand YouTube. But like, every single one of these stuff matters in pushing your content. And when you go to TikTok or Twitch or any other like platform, I don't care what it is, the reason that people have a hard time with YouTube is because it's the most difficult, the most complex platform in the world to understand. There is no other platform in the world that is more complex than this. Think of this as people making a business from the ground up. Well, you're there. I've been making videos for longer, I would know. No, you wouldn't know. You spend years and years understanding every single aspect of YouTube. You're literally the definition of a search engine optimizer. They're the only ones that know every single tidbit because all these matter. Now, some of them matter more than others, like your impression click-through rate, which is your impressions divided by views, and views divided by impressions, and that's how you get your impression click-through rate percentage. So if you take views divided by this gives you the percentage of how many people actually clicked on your videos and interacted with the content. This is just an interaction based. This is actually more important regarding to how many people actually click on your videos and watch. With this, you get your watch time, your views, and your subscribers. Your impressions does not necessarily give you subscribers, and it won't. It never has. And so, yeah, this can get so complicated that you need, if you want to grow, pay for an SEO, which is what I did for like 2 solid years, almost 3 years actually, almost 3 years. And the reason I know so much about YouTube is because of that person. I hired him. I paid him $100 a week for 3 years, which is a lot of money. And it's paid off. The reason that I get above normal is because of what I've done. Because of the help I've gotten and because of the knowledge I've gained from that person. None of this would be possible without him. So, yeah.
And it's going to start giving you information based on the performance of that video so that you don't have to go in there and learn how to do all of that. Now you can just use AI to have that conversation with your stats so you can really start to get an understanding of why some videos perform better than others. They're making some updates to the inspiration tab. So if you're somebody that is always on the hunt for good video ideas, then they are going to help you out there. They are going to be rolling out title A/B testing, which is where
This is helpful. This is very helpful. Same thing with thumbnail testing. I just don't. So the less subs you have, the less views you get hourly. I could actually use the thumbnail testing because I get enough views to be worth it. The longer this is gonna take. So, like at the beginning, I did thumbnail testing for this channel, and I should do it now. See how it works faster. But it would take like 3 weeks for like one thumbnail suggestion to pop up, and that's too long for a video to stay relevant. And so I could do it now because like I get more than enough views on my average channel that it'd be relevant. But when I first started, terrible idea. If you have a low view rate where you're averaging less than a few hundred views daily, this is gonna take weeks. It is per video base.
where you can test entire packages if you want. So for example, you can have one thumbnail and title that's targeted towards a certain aspect of your viewers. You can have another thumbnail and title that's targeted towards a different aspect, and then another one that's targeted towards a different aspect. Or you can say, hey, I want this thumbnail across everything and I just want to test titles. Or you can say, hey, I want this title across everything and I just want to test thumbnails. And you're going to have the option to be able to do whichever combination of those things that you would like to do.
Now, can I remind you, the reason YouTube is the most complex platform in the world is A, they've been out the longest of any streaming platform / recording platform in the world. They have the biggest staff of any platform and the most complex structure of any platform because they've been doing this the longest. That's why. And for me to say that I understand how YouTube works, I don't. I don't understand how YouTube works. I know enough to push my content to where it is, but I can't say I know enough to get from 0 to 1,000K subscribers in a month. I don't know how to do that. I'm happy where I am right now, and I'm going to consistently do what I do because I always look at in the first place is like, when you start a channel, you don't want to grow big really quickly, especially if you don't know how to manage your audience, you don't know how to manage all these comments, you don't know how to manage your YouTube channel in the first place. It's always better to take your time with, let's say you grow 10K subscribers in a year. That's a good rate. That's a very, very outlandishly high rate. 90+% content creators can't do that. I can't do that unless I get lucky. It's an incredible rate. And that would be a good growth rate. But that doesn't mean that you yourself can manage your YouTube channel alone at that consistent growth rate, 10K subscribers a year. And if it goes past that, what do you do then to manage your own content? How do you manage all these hate comments, or how do you manage your own channel to the point where you don't go insane or quit your channel? Because I've been here before. Hi mascot, hi, welcome to the stream. Hi, how you doing? I've been there before, and I've gotten to the point where I had 4.6K subscribers, and I only managed to get there because of the SEO that I hired. And I only managed to get here because of all these tips, tricks, and secrets that I'm not going to reveal to you guys. There is so much details that I'm not letting you guys know because, well, it's my content, my channel, and I'd rather you guys not know how I do all this stuff. Because then everyone would be doing just as well as me or better. Watch other content creators for that. You're a furry, nice! Bork!
Based on your account, what you're trying to figure out with your videos. That's also a really cool one.
No, That's just a strategic advantage of mine, that I have my own tips and tricks in my bag that other people cannot replicate. What I do is my own special, inherently unique idea in how I do it, as should every single content creator. Now, there are content creators that do share their tips and tricks. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not necessarily any new information out there. We all have our own secrets. You've been doing YouTube long enough, you'll eventually learn to have one or two secrets that you will never tell people about. They may be out there, they may be in public, but those secrets that you figure out yourself are the ones that make your channel grow consistently, nonstop. Like, well, I have. And I'm very much successful, and I'm proud about that.
And it's going to be really...
No, I didn't steal anything from anyone. I watched over 100 plus different videos on how to grow a channel from scratch to finish. Just like I watched over 300 hours, I kid you not, on how to build a computer so I can do computer builds flawlessly without any issues or damages.
Helpful for people just to start getting insights on, okay, what do my viewers actually respond to best when it's all compared against the same video. Next is auto dubbing. Now, when it comes
The Video IQ is actually a good resource. Yes, I've watched many of their videos.
to auto dubbing currently, I mean, if we're honest, auto dubbing, it's cool, but it doesn't always sound the best and it doesn't look the best, you know, because the lips aren't moving right and things like that. So with this update, they are going to start changing your lips. This is wild. So they're going to start changing your lips so that when you are talking in the video that has the different language, not only is it going to sound like you're talking in that different language, but it's going to look like you're.
Oh, thank you for joining my Discord server. Oh, by the way, guys, I do have a Discord server. If you want to subscribe to it, I mean, join it, feel free, link in the description below. And so there you go. Thank you so much. I will read the Discords after I do all this. So.
Talking in that different language, which is another one where I'm just like, what? Like, where are we? This is wild. Next, if you're somebody that has a large YouTube channel or you get impersonated a lot with the type of content that you have, they have likeness detection rolling out. So this is going to work similar, to my understanding, this is going to work similar to the copyright system, where if somebody is using your likeness or they're taking your face and putting it on something else using AI or something like that, then YouTube is going to help you be able to detect that and be able to see, hey, this person's using that, so you can go check it out and take it down if you need to. If you're a live streamer, you're going to love this one. They're rolling out multi-aspect live streaming. So you're going to be able to have one stream going up to YouTube, and they're going to give you a 16:9 ratio version of it. And they're also going.
Now, this part could quite literally make your YouTube channel massive. This one feature alone, you have no idea how. I did a live stream today, and like, vertical live streaming, and if they allow you to combine with phone live streaming at the same time, live streaming could forever be impacted in a very positive way. This one feature is one of my favorite features that I actually look forward to actually coming out. Also, the hype feature, very important for small content creators. This feature and the hype feature could be the biggest impact, historically speaking, for content creators, small content creators, to actually get the footing in the ground, especially if they don't know what they're doing. If they know what they're doing, the small content creators, well, you could see more people getting towards 50 to 100K subs much faster. This is where I said previously in one of my early comments, I mentioned that YouTube uses bots for the chat, but when you hit 100K subs, you only get into their partner platinum partner program, and you get your own designated YouTuber, live YouTuber you get to talk to. The hype feature could, well, make YouTube completely rethink about having live YouTubers talk to other content creators, because, yeah. And I'm not sure if YouTube has even thought that far. If people start amassing hundreds of K subscribers, where's the competition going to go for future content creation?
To put it into the short shelf as well as a vertical video. So with this, we're going to have to figure out, once they start rolling it out, we're going to have to figure out, do we just position ourselves in the center and then it goes from there? Or is it going to track us, if somebody's doing like an IRL piece of content or something like that, where it's going to need to follow them around? Not sure how that's going to work yet, but the fact that they're making it to where it's all built in to where you can go into.
Thank you, Fox. I appreciate it. Yeah, I have 2 V2 models for that purpose. This is my more serious one, and my original one. So yeah.
The main part of YouTube, and you can go into the vertical shelf, is a pretty big deal. And as a part of that, previously you had to set up different keys in order to go to the different places if you're doing it directly through a service like OBS or Meld or something like that. But now you will just have the one key, and that one key is going to work for both streams, and it's going to consolidate your comments, and it's going to consolidate your views as well. So the views that you're getting on the vertical shelf and the views that you're getting from the 16:9 live stream, both of those are going to count towards the live stream as a whole instead of them being separate pieces of content.
Like I said, this one feature could literally make you grow massive. This new feature that YouTube is rolling out, it's so big, so impactful, and you guys don't realize that 90% people watch videos on phone. So like today, I had a massive spike on my channel because I did vertical live stream, and well, frankly speaking, it did better than my live stream in horizontal. Which is fine. It's fine. But that does not mean at all that it's good content. That's not how it works. Good content is very hard to do, and keeping people on your channel is hard as heck to do. I don't have, and that's the one thing I don't know how to help you guys out on keeping people on your channel for a long period of time. I don't have a solution. I've watched countless of videos, and do they work? I don't know. I don't know. So yeah. But keeping your audience engaged is the number one thing you need to do to, well, get big. If you can't do that, then you won't grow. You won't keep your audience. There's a stat on how many people come back to your videos and how many people don't come back, and that's probably the most important stat that you need to look at. And getting that up higher and higher, I don't know how to help on getting there. I've never figured that out.
I love that one. Next is co-streaming. So with co-streaming, how this is going to work is if I wanted you to come onto my stream and we wanted to stream to both of our YouTube channels, YouTube is making that possible to where we can just do that on the back end. Super easy, no headaches, and with them making it available, we know without question that we're not going to get in trouble for reuse content or anything weird like that. Love this one too. Next.
Very nice feature, by the way. So YouTube is doing some interesting moves that I haven't seen happen since I started my channel 2017 of August. This is also my new channel. Even somehow got gone. Hi Pearl, welcome to the stream. And also guys, thank you for the likes. I always appreciate the likes. And it's like, this is regarding to the whole co-stream process where we won't get like copyrighted or anything. That's helpful. I don't know how often I would use this feature, but like, yeah. The YouTube changes are primarily focused towards AI in this episode, or what he's talking about, which is fine, but don't rely solely on AI to make your content. I will never support you. I'll never back you up. As a matter of fact, I'll just unsubscribe for your channel because that's just showing laziness. If you upload original videos with the help of AI, that's fine, but don't focus on AI by itself.
Next is a feature called Live to Shorts. Now, when it comes to Live to Shorts, how this is going to work is when you are live streaming, you're going to be able to select certain parts of your live stream, and then YouTube allows you to schedule those directly as YouTube Shorts. Now, this doesn't have the complexity like Opus Clip does, so if you're an Opus Clip user, none of that's going to change because you're not able to go in and like fine tune everything.
So Live to Shorts will help you make shorts much faster on your content, much more faster than normally. So again, very positive change, and I support
for
this.
the edits. It doesn't add captions, or it doesn't have, you know, all of the different stacking and cropping options and all those things like Opus Clip has. But this is a really bare bones version for those of you that are like, hey, I just want like 1 or 2 clips from my live stream and I'm going to use those over in the short shelf. This is a great fit for you. Next is side by.
Yeah, so there's a few shorts that I've been wanting to do. That I right now, you know, I could have used that feature. I'm like, gosh dang it. There's like this one short that a person uploaded on my YouTube channel, on their channel, which is fine. I don't mind people taking my content into their own content. I think promoting is important, and there's nothing wrong against that. As do 90-some% of content creators. They're not gonna strike you. They could kill us. Where you're gonna make shorts faster through your live streams. Very helpful.
Side ads. So with side-to-side ads, how this is going to work is while a video is playing or a live stream is playing, it's going to basically split the screen in half, and then it's going to show an ad on one side, and then your content is going to be on the other side. Now,
that's less distracting, and I support that. It's an improvement. So what YouTube, hi EO, welcome to the stream. What YouTube is currently trying to do is put lots of ads, but by doing it this way, it's also like preventing ad blockers from basically working. So this is one way around from ad blockers from not working, unless they can figure a way out. Tech Dog before? No, I haven't. Who's Tech Dog? Sounds cool. But this is like pretty much a brand new system for YouTube to deter ad blockers from working, and it might work. But the thing is, as long as you can mute the ads and still look at the content, then the content creator can still make the revenue. It's not that distracting, and it's still supporting the content creator. I actually support this change. Side by ads with the live stream or the video, I 100% support that. It's a good solution, and it's a good workaway around for YouTube to prevent ad blockers. As a matter of fact, I will delete my ad blocker or from YouTube if they do this, because it's like, you know, innovative way where it's not destroying the people from not, you know, having to watch the ad by itself. I love this change.
With this one, the ad takes the priority when it comes to the audio itself, but the viewer can override that and listen to your audio while the ad is playing.
That's what I want to hear. So there's an override option for manually overriding, and that's much faster than clicking on the ad skip button. And it's still supporting the content created through ads, and YouTube is earning money. And again, as I mentioned, this may end up being the way that YouTube goes from here on out regarding to preventing from ads blockers working, which is fine by me.
That particular one might help you make more money. We're gonna see. Next is more commerce features on your live stream. So this is also going to allow you to be able to make more money from your live streams, which is cool. There's a practice mode coming for live streams. So for those of you that have considered live stream,
I don't support how they're implementing this at all. This is dumb. This is stupid as fuck. I'm sorry. Just delete this feature, YouTube. I don't support this.
You know what? I've never live streamed before and I'm terrified to actually go live. You're going to be able to practice that right inside of YouTube, to where you don't have to live stream unlisted. You don't have to do any of that. You're going to be able to go live, but it's going to have AI in the chat and those types of things, to where it's going to feel like you're actually live streaming. So
There's so many factors involved in live stream. There could be raids, there could be people spamming, there could be hate going on, there could be random stuff that could get your channel potentially banned that you need to have moderators control. There's so many factors, man. I've done live streaming long enough that I know for a fact this feature is gonna be completely useless for, and don't get me wrong, people that get raided or have hate comments that could potentially ban your channel happens so rarely. It's not even funny until you get to like a huge certain amount of subscribers. At that point, they have better tools. But like, don't just practice your live streams in real time. Don't use this shit. Don't use AI to pretend to know what you're doing, get live views. No, I don't support that shit. Shame on YouTube.
You can just kind of get a vibe for what live streaming is actually like, and you can practice your live streams before you actually decide to go live to the public.
No.
I think that's a really cool one also, because I think that's going to help a lot of people get over that fear of going live. Once they try it and they see kind of how everything works, it's going to remove that like, uh-oh, what if I go live and this happens? It's going to remove some of that because you're going to already be familiar with some of those processes, which I think is great. You're just
If the, and again, I don't know how this feature is going to work. If the live stream bot is training you to basically fix all these features ahead of time, and it's not regarding to comments or certain things that could be unpredictable that the live stream bot will not detect, the live stream AI will not be able to detect, then it's a good feature. It's like most famous furry music ever. I read your chats. I don't necessarily respond to your chats all the time. Sorry, more Minecraft. Then it's a good feature. But if it's trying to tell you regarding to how to manage certain comments or things that may not happen, unpredictable stuff, then it's a terrible feature. It's useless.
going to be able to hit a button and you're going to be able to have a smooth transition from a public live stream directly into a members only live stream. So then that way it's members participating. It hides the rest of the stream from the general public.
Members only? Wait, this is a members only feature live stream? Oh no, this is terrible. Oh, I don't. If this is for members only live stream, oh no, oh fuck off. Oh, you have to be monetized for that. You have to, so in order to use this feature, if it's a members only live stream, the only way for you to do that is through this. Let's pull my analytics. Go to your analytics. What a fucked up tool. What a fucked up tool. I don't support, I take everything back. That's terrible. So go to your earn real quick, analytics, go to your earns. For you to like get to members only, you don't have to be here. You have to be all the way. Oh no, you can do members only here. Membership. You have to get 500 subscribers and 3 fucking thousand hours of watch time within a year. I will make that. I'm not worried about that. But like, you average small YouTubers won't even get to 1,000 subscribers before you, 1,000 watch time hours before you guys quit. So this feature is gonna be limited to like 80% of the content creators in the world. Fuck, this is so stupid. I take everything back. Terrible idea. Because realistically, by the time you're doing live streams, you'll already have a lot of experience making content creation.
And then you can do whatever secret stuff it is that you're doing for your channel members. Next, if you're a podcaster, they are rolling out a feature to where if you upload audio only, their system is going to make videos for it. Since YouTube is a video platform, they are making it to where if somebody wants to listen to it, they can, but they're also going to have these visual assets as well that they can watch so that it feels more like a video on YouTube. I'm really excited for that.
Wait, what? You can upload audio only on YouTube? Are you fucking kidding me? No. You can't upload MP3 files, can you? Drag and drop files. I just look up MP3. Editing. MP3. That's what I thought. What the fuck? You can't upload .mp3 files. What? wait, hold up. Go back. I've completely missed something here completely. Hold up.
You upload audio only, their system is going to make videos for it. Since YouTube is a video platform, they are making it to where if somebody wants to listen to it, they can, but they're also going to have these visual assets as well that they can watch so that it feels more like a video on YouTube. I'm really excited for that one because I know a lot of podcasters do upload audio only and they'll just use one image and it makes the thing kind of boring.
Oh, okay. Right. All right, never mind. I just tried. It didn't work for me too. All right. I was like, oh, this is for like podcasts, for single image things. All right. Now I should have finished this. Okay, that makes sense. There should be an option on YouTube to allow that or disallow that. If you're going to make any changes to the original content creator's choices, you should always allow it or not allow for the content creator to choose that. It should be an option for the content creator to enable it. That's it. It's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that feature. But it should be an option in a, your, like, if you go here, you go to your analytics, go to your, like, channel, go to your content, and go to here. There should be an option somewhere here where it should be allow audio, like video, to play in the background, and for you to be able to choose the images, not mainly for YouTube to generate its own images, but if it's gonna be like random images where there's like colored background, that's fine. But like if it's anything else, just allow the content creator to choose. Just, yeah.
So I'm really excited to see how their system selects footage for that. Like, let's say you do a true crime podcast. Like, what are they going to show? So,
good question. That's a good question. If it's gonna be their system to show images regarding to that, then I less support it.
Yeah, I think that particular thing is going to be pretty cool.
What's my favorite kind of music? Dark and depressing music.
Next, they're doing some shopping expansion features as well. So if you have YouTube Shopping or if you use YouTube Shopping,
I don't.
Then in that case, they are going to be doing some expanding there. For example, they're doing AI tagging for shopping.
Oh no! Don't AI. Oh fucking! Every time I hear AI, fuck, God, I don't have words. Just fuck. That's the only word for AI. It gets me mad. I like to listen to Boy with Uke, some Ukrainian artists that are dark, depressing. So yeah.
So if you are using products in your videos, their system is going to be able to go ahead and see that those items are in your video, and then it's going to give you the option to tag them. So
I mean, that's helpful. At least they said options, so that's not as terrible. But still, fuck. Bleeping all this out when I edit these videos.
that's going to save you from having to sit there and search and be, okay, which one of these am I going to use? So that will just make that part of.
Oh my God, hold up. Sorry, I just wanted to see if it works or not. It does. Oh, I can literally holy crap, that's insanely cool. Alright, I'm gonna make a whole video on just this gimbal alone because oh, I love this gimbal. There's so many outlandish things that are positive about my new live streams and videos and shorts I can do with this one device. Technodog 6's Horde Ambient Works Volume 2 are shorts of. What?
The work much easier. If you do brand deals, they're also adding brand deal features to YouTube Shorts. And this one right here, if you do.
That's important. Brand deals are very, very important. Those are It's one of the most important parts of YouTube.
Brand deals, if you have personal products that you promote, if you are developing something and you're like, hey, I want to be able to promote this, you know, when I'm ready, they are rolling out a feature. And I like, this is the thing that I'm the most excited about with everything, is they're rolling out a feature.
I'm excited for the YouTube splits of horizontal versus and vertical videos being together, because, and also hype functions, the hype feature, because those specific two contents is what's going to break the YouTube algorithm in views. Prove me wrong. 10 years from now, you're going to see a crazy amount of people who are small content creators get like 10, 30, 50K subs easily within the 2 or 3 years. 100% guarantee you, because of those two features. They're bigger than you realize.
That is going to allow you to insert your own ad slots into your video content.
That's massive. Oh.
So with that, let's say that I wanted to make a video for my new creator app, right? Because I have an app that I made for YouTubers called New Creator. You can find it on the App Store. I'll put a link in the description. But let's say I made an ad for that. Well, in that particular case, I can insert that ad into any video that I want, which is fantastic. So I can just make something super short and then just have that in videos that I've made in the past, to where I can say, hey, you know, I have these videos that are doing well. Let me just go ahead and put this ad in there.
That's massive. So I wonder what's going to be happening. Let me finish
So
this
they
real
can
quick.
just pop in there real quick, and it's like a little sponsored segment essentially in this video that I insert into it. Now, the benefit for this is, for those of you that do brand deals, you know that when you are doing brand deals, it just gets burned into the video. And the only way to get that out is if you go in there and you cut it out. So what this is going to do is this is going to allow you to also use your brand deals in a different way, and negotiate your brand deals in a different way. So for example,
It's more controlling in what you want to do and where you want to place your sponsor specifically in your YouTube channel. And my guess is it could quite literally replace YouTube's ads generated into, well, your own personal content as you choose fit to see where you choose where the ads where you want it to be. That's massive. Full control of your ads on the YouTube side platform is huge. Very important. So totally support that change, especially when it comes to brand deals. These are massive deals.
let's say that you have a contract with a brand and they're like, hey, the only thing we care about is, you know, how much traffic you send in that first 30 days. And you say, okay, well then we're going to write into the contract that this is only available for 30 days. And as soon as that 30 days is over, I'm going to take that down. I'm going to replace it with one of my own products, or I'm going to sell that ad spot to somebody else. Or if it's producing for you, then in that case, we can start some type of recurring thing to where you pay me monthly for this until it stops producing for you. But all kinds of different approaches.
Wow, that's outlandish. Again, controlling your own ads with brand deals and actually being able to add them into your videos easier. It's more of a bigger thing for bigger content creators that have 10, 50, 20, 100K subscribers than me, but it's still one of the biggest game-changing features on YouTube platform
that we're going to be able to take for this. As they roll this out, we'll talk about this more. But for me, this is huge. And
Minecraft Man, hi.
other things too is, like, let's say you bring on an exclusive partner, and with that exclusive partner, the thing that you work out with them is, hey, you get an entire channel takeover. So with the exception of my personal products that I'm going to let people know about, we're going to put one of your ads into every video that I've published over the last 90 days that's still getting views. Or
See, that's huge. It's not just product brand, it's ads in general for anything. And that's you guys have no idea how massive that is. Hey John, good to see you again. Yes, I actually may end up doing more like short format live streams, because I have the ability to do that now more easily without being on at my computer desk. oh, there's gonna be a huge video segment on this new project that I got that like is a game changer for my content, and I'm not being like jokingly here. I'm being dead serious. There's so much functionality to this gimbal that I didn't realize. Oh, thanks for the cuddles.
We're going to put one of those, for 30 days at a time into all of the videos I'm going to be publishing for the next 90 days. And then if everything's working out great there, then we can renew from there. But all kinds of super, creative ideas that I'm sure you're going to be able to do with this when it comes to negotiating brand deals. And another cool thing that they're doing is called Partner Hub. And with this, it's going to auto show the content that you make about products. It's going to just go ahead and show it to brands.
That's nice.
So the whole idea with this particular feature is that it's going to take you that the brand might not have even known as making content about them, and it's going to say, hey, brand over here.
It could be this part could be very interesting, especially if you make your own products. This could be a new leading way of big brands, say like Asus, computer tech companies, or like perfume companies, whatever, for them to basically push your brand out to be revolutionary and for you to be set for life.
This content creator is making some videos about you, and then it's going to put you on their radar, which is the hardest part about getting brand deals. So with that, what that's going to do is it's going to make it to where, if you're making videos about a product, they're going to know about it, and then they can reach out to you and be like, hey, let's send you some product.
Thank you guys so much for the likes. Always appreciated. I did a great ventriloquist show today and had a West Side Pizza. Oh, nice. Nice.
Give you some money to make some of these videos or whatever the thing is, but this could possibly open a lot of doors for you when it comes to brand deals as well. Another thing that they're adding that is not as cool as the brand deals is playable games. So let's say you want to go live and play games in front of your viewers. They're going to have some playable games that you're going to be able to do to where if you just wanted to check in real quick with your audience, let's say you're waiting for a plane or something like that, you can just hop in, do that. They can kind of watch you play the game and then you can move on. So
what the fuck? Wait, read what?
For some of these videos or whatever the thing is, but this could possibly open a lot of doors for you when it comes to brand deals. If you just wanted to check in real quick with your audience, let's say you're
No, don't do this shit. Don't just start playing games on. Oh, fuck off. This is not what we need. The number one damaging thing on your content. So let's say, for example, this is why I do not support at all. I don't support this feature. Zero. This is the worst thing you can do. Let's say your original content is to talk about news topics, right? And like while you're waiting, for your audience to join, right? You're waiting for your audience to join, and while you're waiting, you're playing games. But you title your video news topics, and for the first 10, let's say just for the first 45 seconds, just 45 seconds, you're playing games, and your audience are expecting news topics, right? Hear me out. What's going to happen is you're literally entering the clickbait territory of lying to your own audience, at least within the first 45 seconds that you're talking about fucking news, but you're playing games instead. This is the number one most damaging thing that YouTube could roll out just to say fuck you to your own audience by clickbaiting. Don't start this by doing games when you're doing other topics. You're lying to your audience by doing this feature. It's terrible, damaging in every single possible way. Do not start this where you start doing some other topic when you're focused on one specific topic on your channel, especially a live stream. Post not upload. Spent like 30 minutes on post. Please react. Give me a minute. I will react afterwards. Um, the only way that I can see this being of value is if you're wanting to take a break from the content and you're like 45 minutes to 30 minutes to like an hour into your live stream and you want to take a break from the content that you're doing, then that's fine. But don't do this 5 to 20 minutes into your live stream. Just switch to play games. Please don't do that. You'll destroy your entire channel. You'll be considered clickbait and you'll be hated for this. Do not do this at the very beginning of your streams. Please, please do not do that. That is terrible. You're going to damage your YouTube channel reputation and what you're known for. You don't believe me? Do it. Prove me wrong. I have experience with this. I've done this myself and it did not end well.
Waiting for a plane or something like that, you can just hop in, do that. They can kind of watch you play the game and then you can move on. So for some types of channels, I think this is going to be okay. For a lot of us, not really sure any value that that's going to bring, but it is a feature that they're rolling out.
A damaging feature.
Another thing they're rolling out is if you're doing YouTube Shorts as a brand deal and that company that you're doing the brand deal with is inside of YouTube system, then you can put a link in there and then that brand can approve the link. And then if the brand approves the links, then YouTube will allow that link to be on there. Now,
what? Wait, hold up. Here. So the brand has to approve that link for YouTube to allow that link on there. I mean, I guess if you're going to specifically direct focus for the brand to actually approve of that link, then that's different because the brand is paying you. So yeah.
Keep in mind this announcement has just been made, so it's going to take them a while to roll out these features. But since YouTube has been around for 20 years now, they're basically just kind of building the infrastructure.
Yeah, they have been around for 20 years, 2005.
Getting everything ready to rock and roll for the next 20. So because of that, these aren't things that are dropping tomorrow, but these are things that they're going to be rolling out over the course of the year. That's why they announced them at their event. But to make sure that as these things are hitting the platform, you know about them, because as they're rolling out, we're going to be digging deeper and deeper into everything that's rolling out, and we're going to see how it helps us as content creators. So because of that, if you haven't subscribed yet.
So I feel like, serious point here, I feel like this is their 20th year anniversary saying that we're going to be doing the biggest change in YouTube history in the past 20 years. And yeah, this past year has been probably the biggest change in YouTube history. It's kind of a shock value to everyone here that's starting YouTube. If you've been on YouTube for the past 8 years, it's massive. They're using more AI. They're doing more ways to help content creators grow faster through hype, through shorts, side by long form vertical and horizontal form content. That's impressive. They're helping with brand deals being pushed more. They're using AI more. All of that stuff is very helpful, and it's kind of like the 20th year anniversary for YouTube to, be a brand new platform. And that's good. Nothing wrong with it. I forgot my inhaler at school today. Oh no, are you okay? Let me go ahead and look at your post real quick. What post did you do? Post. Tech Dog. I can't play it because it's copyrighted music and I'd rather not get copyrighted on my actual news content. And so any other content I could care less, but regarding to this content, I'm not going to play that video because I don't want to get copyrighted. So, second post. Oh, got it. Oh, that's cute. I like it. I like it. No. Ugly. There you go. That's cute. I like it. Wholesome. Like it. I made a drawing of Yasona. Because her recept works really, really well. I love it. So yeah. I am You made a Johnny Visona. Ooh. Ooh. Show. Oh, Foxy! Too much blue. But wait, nice. Oh, I love it. So cute. 10 out of 10. I love it. I love the little arm paws. They're so cute. Oh, God. It's like my artwork that Moon did for me on Pride Day. Oh. Let me see if I can find it. I'll find it real quick. Likey. Artwork. Colored. Pride flag. This is it. This is what? Can I open it up? It's like this. It's identical. See? Look how identical it is. Except I don't have the paws. You have more details than mine. I don't want little stubby paws. I just have a cute mouth and pride flag. Oh. Oh, you always allow me to call you cute because we're friends. I'm the one exception. Oh, that's so wholesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this. Please hit the like, subscribe, hit the all bell notification if you want to join my Discord. Link in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, all.